What up, guys? Today we're gonna go over 5 effective ways to land the uppercut. Now the thing with the uppercut is that it's the shortest punch that we have. So if that's my target, obviously I can reach out and touch you a lot easier with the jab, with the cross. I gotta get a little bit closer to land those hooks. But the uppercut, as you can see, doesn't cover that much distance. All right, it's a very short punch. So first things first, don't make the mistake of trying to reach with the uppercut. So a lot of beginners, a lot of MMA fighters, they like to stick their chin out and throw their uppercuts overreaching, and that's a way to get yourself knocked out. Sometimes they'll get away with it, but when you got a sharp striker in front of you, they're gonna counter you very easily. So not only is it the shortest punch that we have, it's also the punch that leaves you the most vulnerable. Because as you can see with the jab, I'm not too exposed when I throw my jab and my cross. I'm not really exposed throwing the hook, all right, from this angle. I can still tuck behind my shoulder. I got my rear guard covering my chin. I got my shoulder covering my chin on the left side. And so you get the point. With the uppercuts, however, I'm very exposed. You see, I'm covered on this side, but on the uppercut, I'm very exposed. So that tells you it's a very risky punch to throw unless you do it properly. So I'm gonna give you 5 ways. Number 1, to get in range and land the punch. And number 2, to minimize the risk of getting counterpunched. All right, so the first one is straight ahead, meaning my opponent is right in front of me and I wanna land that uppercut right up the middle. So I can close that distance, I can disguise my intention to throw that uppercut by using a lot of jabs, bobbing, weaving, getting into range, and then I go right up the middle and throw those uppercuts. So one thing I wanna say about that is uppercuts and hooks go together like a perfect marriage. So have a good habit of every time you throw in your uppercuts, throwing your hooks afterwards. Because those hooks are gonna protect you from getting counterpunch. And if you land the uppercut, the second shot is gonna do the real damage afterwards. So make that a good habit in your shadow boxing, always throwing hooks after uppercuts. Think about the letter T. Boom, boom. The second way to land your uppercut is to take a step to the right side and get an angle and throw your uppercut. If you're a southpaw, you're gonna go to the left. Let me demonstrate first. So in your boxing stance, a slight step, not a wide step, slightly shift, and you're gonna throw it that way. So as opposed to head on, boom, boom, it's gonna look like this. Boom, over here. Let me demonstrate on the bag. So I'm straight in front of my opponent, a little step, turn, boom, this way. Bam, there's the hook. Number 3 is to take a step to the left side for the righty fighter. From your boxing stance, step. This one is a little bit trickier because you're gonna fully pivot and swing your rear leg back to get you that angle on the left side. So from here, pivot, turn, and then fire, boom. Let's demonstrate on the bag. So from here, I'm gonna step, pivot, boom, boom, boom. Step, pivot, boom, boom. Number 4, I'm gonna step on the right side again, but now I'm gonna switch to the southpaw stance. So it gets a little tricky, but it's not that difficult. So from here, I'm gonna step, and I'm gonna swing my lead leg back. I'm gonna pivot all the way. Now I'm in southpaw, and I can land that rear uppercut, boom, with the hook. Or if I want, I can land the lead uppercut, boom. Let's demonstrate on the bag. And lastly, I'm gonna step to the left side from the orthodox stance and switch to southpaw. So from my boxing stance, I'm gonna step with my lead leg, and then I'm gonna step and turn at the same time. There you go. Now I'm in the southpaw position. All right, again. So step forward again with the rear leg, turn. And there you go. Boom. So here we go. Let's demonstrate that. Boom. Step forward, turn. Southpaw. Bang. Someone could ask, what's the point of stepping off to the right or stepping off to the left and getting those angles? And the reason is simple. Our sport is a science of hit and don't get hit as much as possible. And it's much easier said than done. And the thing is this, boxers, we're wired to throw at what's in front of us. That's just the way we're conditioned. That's how we train all day, every day. So by stepping off to the side and getting those angles, you're giving yourself an opportunity to get your shots off first, because your opponent is gonna have to turn to meet you to throw his shots. If you step on the other side, he's gonna have to turn to throw shots. That's the way we're wired. But the person who has the angle, you have a direct target in front of you, and that allows you to get your shots off first. And as I said in the beginning, uppercuts can make you vulnerable, but by having the angle, it reduces the risk of you getting counter punches. But that said, it doesn't mean that because you have the angle, you can be sloppy or lazy. You still gotta be quick with it. You gotta get your shots off fast. And that's the advantage you're gonna have. All right, guys, so this is just a brief introduction to this subject. If you want more in-depth instruction, check out my website, coachdaronboxing.com, and check out the courses I have there. And lastly, if you found this video to be beneficial, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any comments or suggestions for future videos, just let me know in the comments below. And until then, stay up, stay blessed.